You understand what I'm trying to do? And because they see how close I am to succeeding, where a lot of other so-called black leaders fail, there's a concentrated effort to stop them. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition? In other words, like it says, who can stand against us now? Who can? We went to a battle with demons in Putnam County. We warred against these devils, am I right? They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down to make sure. They did everything they could, and not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult.
Reverend Dr. Malachi Z. York, author and scholar of over 408 books, and lecturer on various subjects, teacher of religion and culture in ancient civilizations of over 40 years. Raising the consciousness of his people, Dr. York's progressive solution for Nubians in America led to the success of living for and by each other through their culture and way of life. 3 major communities were born, developed from Brooklyn, New York, the Catskills Mountain, New York, and Eatonton, Georgia, thus the presence of Nuwapians. With 476 acres of undeveloped land owned by the tribe, Nuwapians stood in the way of a 20-year municipal plan of the Eatonton officials. In late 1997 through 1998 AD, Eatonton town officials disrupted the progressive growth of the Nuwapian community with bogus planning and zoning violations, preventing them from building their Egyptian-style theme park. Since 1998 AD, one zealous sheriff, Howard Richard Seals, would spearhead a frivolous investigation of false allegations of child molestation and later racketeering charges of illegally structuring money against Malachi York and the Nuwapian community. Malachi York's interest lies in uplifting Nubian people in the Western Hemisphere. He even went beyond the hearts and minds of touching Caucasians, Latinos, Asians, and American Indians. His charitable works extend to youth sponsorships and generous donations, civil rights supported issues and concerns, and under the Al-Mahdi Shrine Temple, his humanitarian efforts led to community services and hospital visits to the sick and needy all throughout the state of Georgia. York's mission consists of bringing all religions together under one roof. Students lived and practiced a full life of the 3 monotheistic religions, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, in its pristine purity, becoming student teachers. Men would sell and propagate books and pamphlets as the women and children stayed in the community freely.
Dr. Malachi Z. York is a writer, and a writer of truth, or I should say nonfiction. And he's just informing the world of so much that he knows. And not to isolate him to being just a writer, but however you put it in layman's terms, or for everyone to understand out there in the public, is he's a scholar. Doc was in the office most of the time. He's in the office most of the time because he's constantly working on books. I mean, he's written over 465 books. I mean, over that. You can go as far as 500 books. He's written every single one of them. And what I was able to also times to help with is he'll dictate and we'll type, and then we'll put, like, grammatical corrections in and things like that. This is what he did day and night, all the time. Writing, all the time.
In the car?
In the car. We're in the car, and he's like, he's dictating something. It was like, he's just like, I've got to get this information to the people. And that drive is what is actually the motivation, is why we've been fighting for 6 years, and we're not stopping, and we're not going to stop until he is free.
It was a communal lifestyle. You know, all of us have a certain connection and love for each other because of what he set up, Dr. Malachi Z, what he set up for us in the community. You know, when we went to public schools, we all traveled together in groups. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew not to mess with us as children. You know, you had men and women who watched us to make sure our hair, our nails, we were clean, clothes were pressed. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we ate right.
Dr. York is a person is a giving person, because if you look at his record, what he did, it was always for the children, and that was our main goal out there, was about the children. That's why we really worked the way we did and tried to build the way we did, because everything was about the children.
Malachi's vision is to raise the conscious level of Nubians worldwide. To achieve this, he always stayed firm in educating the youth through proper language and culture.
Teachers that came to teach the children were from overseas. We had a teacher from Morocco, a teacher from Egypt, also a teacher from Mali, 2 teachers from Sudan, and a teacher from Israel. And these teachers were the best quality teachers. While the children learned on the weekends, the older children went to public school during the week. After they finished public school, they had to go and learn different languages, cultures.
He always taught us to do right by ourselves, to do right by others, to be respectful. You know, he taught us the importance of exercising, the importance of language, you know, the importance of education, you know, the importance of growing up and having an interest instead of a want, always wanting something in life, to have an interest, to grow up, you know what I'm saying, and be productive as a person.
The atmosphere was beautiful, you know, with the children and just running, you know, and the thing about the land is people will come on the land with their children, and like most places, you know, places you go to, if you go in a building or something, you know, the mother's holding their kids and everything, but on the land, it's like, you know, they just let them go. You know, the mothers go one way, the kids go the other way. But the atmosphere was like we watched each other. So everybody felt safe, children were safe, and it just land for them just to run, you know, and just, you know, to be themselves, you know.
He had a loving interaction with any of the children. He was very involved with what we did with the children, like when they got good grades, he'd want to see their report cards, and everybody would get to go to Captain D's and get a treat. That's the kind of things that he would do for them, and just different surprises and parties and events.
He's the kind of person who wouldn't just look out for one person, he'd look out for everybody. If we had holes in our shoes, or we needed socks, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, he'll help out. You know, what size shoe you wear? Like, he did that to me one time. What size shoe you wear? I'm like, 9. No, I'm sorry, I wore 8 at the time. He said, okay, I got something for you tomorrow. Next you know, you have a brand new pair of sneakers or shoes. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of person he is. When we had our holidays, like Children's Day, or, you know, what they call Halloween, we call it Prophets and Angels Day. You know what I'm saying? He made sure that everybody enjoyed themselves. His character, it was like a father.
Every time he'd come into the office, he brings so much positive energy. When you're working with him, you feel like you can do anything. And he pushes you way beyond whatever your concept of what you do, what you can do, and you can do amazing things. Dr. Malachi York can't be in there no more. You know, it's been far too long, and it's not fair for the dedication that he's done, that he has given to everyone. No man that I know of has given that much of his life, you know what I'm saying, for a group of people, anywhere. Not in my lifetime, not in this day and time, you know what I'm saying? They were taking out leaders back in the 60s before I was born. He's devoted all his life. And this is how they always put us down. Make my people, you know, they always attack anything they can, you know.
Putnam County, Eatonton, Georgia. Established December 12 in 1807. Named after General William Eaton, a military war hero from Connecticut. The small town is known as the dairy capital